Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here. Today's discussion here, I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't thought of doing one like this before until now. And this time it's going to be, I know it's rainy out there, so I wanted to do something for a simple video that I haven't thought of doing one like this before, which I probably should have done until now. Because I'm going to be talking about binge watching favorites, movies, TV series, as well as certain cartoons and some anime especially if you watch them on the DVD and Blu-ray, as well, especially like on a rainy day or rainy night though as well, because whenever you want to come by to like binge watching on something on the DVDs and Blu-rays on here, especially like whether it's a movie, cartoon, TV show, or anime, documentary, or anything that you want on it to have your desires as well. Something that's pretty much of when it comes to having a favorite to binge watch on here, especially of what I own, especially for whatever you're proud and what you're thankful of what you own as well. Think about it. This has gotten to me though, is that this is particularly of how I wanted to come by on, picking something. If you want to binge watch on something, especially if just to enjoy for the whole thing of it as well, especially if you're watching it on the DVD and Blu-ray as well, because especially like on a rainy day or rainy night though as well, because this is how it all has gotten to me though, is that this is all what has come to think of it though accordingly. And this is particularly of how you wanted to binge watch on there, because I have a lot of what I got on my favorites on here. In case you're wondering as how I wanted to do something whenever you could watch something on as favorites to enjoy watching as well, because especially if you want to enjoying some entertainment on a rainy night though as well, because or rainy days, rainy nights on there. And it explained that just shows of how you want to watch something as your favorite as well, because when it comes to getting into the whole binge watching on favorites as well, and the biggest thing is that there has been a whole thing of how the majority goes, and it could be all at once though. Excuse me if I was a little tired. Well, technically though, is that, because this has all come across to have all the reason of you want binge watching on particularly like TV shows, movies, anime, or like certain cartoons as a favorite, especially if you were going to binge watch on something just to enjoy as well, especially if you own on either DVD or Blu-ray as a favorite, and accordingly as well, because I have been started getting into the whole thing of binge watching as favorites as well. It could be all things at once though, and I had to get into the whole thing of the whole leaps and bounds of picking something as a favorite if you ever thought of binge watching on something, and this could be all for what it has got to this. And this particularly of how it's easily the way of how you wanted to pick something, perhaps of something I have as a favorite in order to watching something of. It's easy though of how this has gotten to me, though, as well, of what I remember, though, perhaps, though, is that I just realized for this as what I could come by on watching something for favorites, though. And it particularly what has been gotten to me, though, is that I just wanted to come by for whatever the reason of how you wanted to pick something to binge watch on something. The reason why you wanted binge watching something as a favorite, especially if you want to enjoy some quality time of watching your favorite movie or TV show or anime or like certain cartoons as a favorite you wanted to watch, just to enjoy some quality time for planning to binge watch on something, of how this has got to me, though, as well, because I have been thinking for this as well. Excuse me. Because there is a certain way of what I remember, though. But because on that actually of what all has got to me, though, and I still must say of how I realized of how you wanted to get into the whole thing of, well, technically of what I remember to become all of this for, by all things of whatever I wanted to come by on figuring out a way to start getting into the whole thing accordingly. And this is all has what it's got to me is that I have realized of what I could come across of how I wanted to do something for the fact of what I could remember all at once, though. And I just having one of the most reasonable ways of how is that you're knowing of what you want to plan on something to binge watching on your favorites of what you own, of what you are proud of, especially if you're watching it on DVD, Blu-ray, or on 4K Ultra, just to enjoy some quality time of whatever you wanted to get to the whole stigma of the way of how I want to binge watch. And this, it all has got to for this as well, because I just wanted to do something for, I've been literally getting into the binge watching favorites as well, because, well, I think I have been binge watching on these as well. You know, mostly I can binge watching some of my favorites, though, of what I'm proud of or what I enjoy mostly, though, because especially because I'm started getting into the whole thing for binge watching as well, because this is all has got to for this as well, because I could be all things for once as well. And to me, though, is that for what I remembered as what I could figure out, that I have been doing the whole most accountable thing of how to start on the whole thing of you wanted to do something on how, well, technically is that I have been wanting to figure out that once you're knowing that you have been having your own difference of how you have self-confidence of starting a marathon to just to binge watching as a favorite, though. Like, take for example, because I have been binge watching the Incredible Hulk TV series. Like, I have all 5 seasons of them on DVD. I have been binge watching the series when I was watching season 1, and then season 2, and then season 3, and then season 4, though. And ever since I got the Incredible Hulk season 5 on DVD, I think I finished it as well, because I think and then I had to watch the TV movies, like the last 3 of those, like The Incredible Hulk Returns, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and The Death of the Incredible Hulk, and that has got me introduced into the whole binge watching as well. In case if I'm wondering as well. especially if you ever want to watch something. Same goes with binge watching anime I had as well. Like, I have been binge watching Rurouni Kenshin anime TV series, as well as the Trust and Betrayal OVA and Reflection, though. And what I could figure out a way of how... But that's pretty much of how, in the same ways of how... Because, especially if you're having some favorites as well. And also, I remember back in 2019, I was binge-watching the original 1972 Devilman Toei animation anime series on there. Which I have it on DVD, though, because this was part of my binge-watching thing as well. Well, I haven't been especially for like a rewatch, though. I haven't been rewatching Ranma 1/2 series yet. Well, I might get to that at one point, though. But for this part as well, because this is how I wanted to come across for this, like, when you're knowing of having considering the way of whenever I can binge watching on there. Same goes with movies that I have been binge watching. You know, like, I have been binge watching, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back on DVD so many times, though, since I got it on DVD at a library book sale for like only $1, because this is how I started getting into the whole thing of binge watching favorites as well. For the whole thing of this, as part of that. And the same, considering how I've been getting into the whole way of this, and for the whole thing of how I wanted to realize, especially because I have been binge watching on movies, because I have been wanting to get for the whole thing of this for my own self-confidence feeling. And I have been binge watching world cinema foreign films, like the animated film Persepolis, which is a adult animated satirical biographic film, which is based on a graphic novel by Marjan Satrapi. Yeah, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, though. Although I have it on, even though I have it on DVD, though, I have been binge watching on that movie once I have it on DVD. And also back in the past days, though, I have been also binge watching some movies that are one of my favorites I like that I have been binge watching. Since I have DVDs like a couple of Terence Hill and Bud Spencer's movies, such as Boot Hill, which is the third last dark and gritty spaghetti western movie from director Giuseppe Colizzi, and Enzo Barboni's movie, or E.B. Clutcher's film, They Call Me Trinity, Lo Chiamavano Trinità, yeah, which are a couple of some Terence Hill and Bud Spencer's movies I have been binge watching on DVD, because even though I have owned them on DVD, though, because that's particularly the enjoyment of binge watching favorites of what I like as well, because think about it, because I had been picking something of how I wanted to watch a movie, though, because, and also, I have been binge watching on some horror movies, though, like what I have on there, like, for example, like Stanley Kubrick's 1980 classic The Shining, because I have it on Blu-ray, as well as Bram Stoker's Dracula on DVD. I think I've been watching it on the VHS many, many times, though, but now I have it on DVD. I have got into the thing for binge watching movies, though, particularly. Yeah, because I have getting into the whole thing for binge watching on movies, though. Yeah, because I just think about it. I have been getting to the whole thing for binge watching on movies, though, because that's pretty much of what I remember, though. And also, since I have the binge watching on 90s television series, though, I have been thought of binge watching Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, which is which is one of my all-time favorite TV shows that I remember watching on TNT. When I remember catching reruns of them on TNT back in the early 2000s when I was a kid, which I remember. And that was the first show I have been wanting to binge watch as well. And I could be all at once for this as well, because I just got the whole way of how I've been, like, binge watching on probably... Excuse me. Like, I believe it was, like, knowing that you're having the whole self-feeling of whenever you want to binge watching as some favorites, is that when you're knowing as particularly of whatever I wanted to come by for to pick something whenever you can binge watch as well. Because I have been watching classics in general, not necessarily just a movie in general, but I've been picking something for the whole variety of this as well. I have been... Well, last year I had a binge watch on a movie from Mel Brooks, such as Blazing Saddles, back in the summer last year, because I think I have it on DVD with me, though, because it was only like $1 when I got it at a library, when it was donated to the library on DVD, because it looks like I finally own a couple of Mel Brooks' movies, though, and I do have Spaceballs on DVD. I might binge watch on this movie, because the movie is like a parody of Star Wars, but to me, though, Spaceballs is another movie I could binge watch on there, especially when they're lampooning movies on there. And I could be all... And another movie, I have numerous of them in general. Yeah, because I have wanted to... One of the most things of how I can binge watching favorites is that you've been knowing that for the whole thing, for this as well, I have been binge watching on one of my favorites that I liked, especially that I'm watching from season sets on DVD. I have been watching the Christmas episode from the final season of Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, such as A Shaolin Christmas, which I'm guessing that's disc 23 on the Volume 4 burned onto DVD disc set of them, which is right there in my collection, though. Yeah, because I just want... Excuse me. So, for the most part of it as well as I have been binge watching movies on some Blu-ray, such as the video game like Mortal Kombat, the 1995 movie that is based on a popular video game, because I have been revisiting the movie since 2021, though, because that was the perfect way how I want to get it started with the whole binge watching it as a favorite of something to enjoy watching it as well, because this is all has gotten to me, though, as well as watching some 80s seminal movies I remember, because I have been binge watching Lady Hawk on the Blu-ray, though, because I had to watch that movie because so I can enjoy it as well, especially because I have it on DVD or Blu-ray, though. Well, even though I have been upgrading it to the Blu-ray release from Warner Archive as well, because that's what I remember for that. And think about it. This is how what I got to the whole thing for this. When you're having something is what I know what I was doing, because I have been getting into the whole way of binge watching movies as TV shows, or like certain anime or cartoons in general. And that's pretty much of what I could remember now, is that I have been picking something as a favorite, just to, in case whenever how it helps to put me in a better mood for this as well, because what you're knowing as well particularly of how I wanted to come across for this. Yeah, because this all has what I have remembered of what it has got to me, though. And to me, though, is that I have been realized for how I could come across as what I could realize for how I've been getting into the whole thing for this as well. Well, especially I've been watching something like over and over and over, like as a rewatch. Something I forgot that I haven't been watched for a while. Especially if you want to binge watching, though. Well, like, taking a look back in 2000... Because I have been binge watching on some anime movies that I own, that I have are on the DVD as well as on Blu-ray. You know, such as the movie, like, Odin, Photon, Sailor Starlight, Odin, Starlight Mutiny, obviously. Akira and Arcadia, my youth, because I have those on the DVD. The ones I have that I have are on the DVD. I haven't rewatched one of the Urusei Yatsura movies yet, like the first two movies of them that were directed by Mamoru Oshii. I might as well plan on that when I get back to that at this point, though. Even though most of my binge watching is mostly movies, though, because I have wanted to pick something just so I can... how it helps me put in a better motivation and a better mood as what I could come across for how I realize, though. Speaking of which, I have been binge watching on TV pilot movies, though. I have been binge watching on The Incredible Hulk pilot, which the one I watched was on from the season 1 DVD set of The Incredible Hulk on DVD. Let's see. Yeah, it's on my shelf, though, right there. Yeah, because I have been binge watching on The Incredible Hulk TV pilot movie, because to me, though, yeah, because it was original, because it was like an hour TV pilot movie, though. However, there were different versions of them, like the two. When it was on television, it was actually a 2-part episode version of the pilot movie, though, which it was never included on subsequent home video releases, though. But the version I have here is basically what we got is the full-length 1-hour pilot movie version as well, because I have been enjoying watching the pilot episode of The Incredible Hulk, though. As well as I have been binge watching episodes also that I got are from the Incredible Hulk TV series Ultimate Collection fan favorite compilation DVD. Like, I have been binge watching the Incredible Hulk episode, the first part 1 and 2, as well as Kindred Spirits as well. But there's another way I can wanted to binge watch an episode, which is Prometheus Part 1 and 2, because I want to rewatch that episode as well. I mean, it's been a while since I watched that episode, especially from what I'm watching on when I was watching the entire series of the Incredible Hulk TV series. Like, I've been watching like all 4 seasons of them, and during the COVID pandemic back in 2020, I haven't thought of rewatching the Prometheus episode. Maybe I could think of rewatching the Prometheus episode back in, which I think I can watch it on the Incredible Hulk TV series Ultimate Collection DVD set that I have as well, because I'd as well do it, though, because I haven't thought of it, though. Yeah, because I have getting into the whole way of rewatching an episode just so I can enjoy watching it as well. Especially that I'm watching from my collection, on my DVD and Blu-ray collection, obviously. It probably will help you put in a better mood as well, because if you want to tune in to watch something, if you want to binge watch something, that's why. Particularly of what I could come across of, if you're wondering of whatever you wanted to do something as well, of whatever you want to come across of how, in case you're wondering, of you want to pick something as a favorite to watch, as one of your favorites, as well, just to enjoy watching, because it's a good way to watch as well, particularly of what I could realize of once you're knowing of whenever you wanted to tune in to binge watch as well. It could be of all of these things is what comes to mind though. And if you tune in to watch something just to enjoy watching though, maybe this could be of all of this as well. Think about it. This is all what it has gotten to me though. If you want to pick something just to enjoy watching, then congratulations, and you ever want to haven't thought of it though as well, because just remember, I have been realized of this, of what I could remember watching though, because there is a certain ones that I have. The ones that I have are on DVD and Blu-ray, because still have proof that I actually what has remembered. So yeah, because there's a whole new level way of you wanted to pick something, if something as a favorite, if you ever been enjoyed watching, just for the whole thing for that. If you ever haven't thought about it though as well, because if you ever tune in to watch something, if you ever want to plan to start like a movie marathon though, yeah, because just to enjoy watching as well, because if you ever been starting up to plan a movie marathon to binge watch something as what you enjoy as a favorite though, it could be of all for this as well, just for the head starts for this particularly. And this is all has what it has gotten to for this, and it's gotten to a point though of if you really thought that you could ever pick something that you want to enjoy watching, I hope that really turn into how this helps you in a better mood though after this. Especially if you ever been bored, but you want to pick something you want to watch as a favorite of what you like the most and what you enjoy watching, especially if you ever want to binge watch on something. That's why. That's particularly how it's gotten to my case though. Excuse me. So that's going to be it for my discussion video for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm saying for this one. Well, this is a brand new video that I haven't thought of doing one like this, before until now. Despite I have been doing so much videos throughout the years though, but this is a brand newest video. This is going to definitely take the cake though. Hope subscribe for more content. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to my channel, especially if you're watching this. If you all guys know, I've been watching the channel. I've been literally getting into the DVD Blu-ray haul videos, as well as DVD and Blu-ray shopping videos, especially from flea markets and book sales at the library, as well as, well, you guessed it, thrift shops in general, as well as many other kinds as well, as if you like as well. To something come to mind though as well. Smack the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well, just to keep you updated. Let me leave your thoughts in the comments by leaving in the comments section below on this video if you like as well. And also, feel free. Be sure to check out my Anime Planet analyst at your leisure at this point though as well. And that's all I got for today. Wow, I had to do this video. This is RuRoniKey95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe and stay healthy, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care.